Welcome to my channel, Glam Dolls and Glam Gents. This channel is featuring hair, nails, makeup, and God's Word. God has 7 promises to us. I am forgiven, I am free, I have hope, I am gifted, I have a purpose, I am valuable, and I am blessed. God promises these things, and He wants us to continue to remember all of these things and never forget that it was Him who first loved us. Okay, so I'm starting off this client set, and I'll be featuring my upcoming acrylic line, Drip Pretty Acrylics. I'll be using 2 of my acrylic colors on her nails. Right now I'm going in and prepping them how I should. I'm cleaning up around her cuticles. I've pushed the cuticles back, and I'm actually cleaning up around her cuticles with a fine sanding bit, and I'm just etching that nail very lightly. The speed of the nail drill is not high at all, so it is not damaging to her nail. Okay, I'm beginning here to add those tips to her nails, and she wants a medium length square set, so we're going to end up adding the length to each of these nails, cutting them down, and shaping them the correct way. Okay, here I am using my nail adhesive to adhere all of the nail tips to her natural nail to give her that added length that she wants. And of course, in this tutorial, I'll be doing a medium length square tip, and I'll show you how to go in and actually file that nail where you can get that extra crisp shape. This placing her tips on her nails took quite a bit because I had just received a new package of nail tips in the mail the same day, and I wanted to try those tips out, and it did not come in a numbered box, so I had to end up going throughout those bags to actually find the tips. Now, if you have a client on a normal basis, you want to make sure that those are already sorted out so it won't slow you down, because this was a very tedious process, me going in each one of the bags, to match up her nail tips. Okay, here I'm going in and I'm cutting those nails down to the desired length that she wants. I'm going to lightly shape those nails. You don't want to do that too much because you're going to be applying the acrylic, and of course when that acrylic sets, you're going to have to go back in and shape again. So it's kind of useless to shape it perfectly and then apply the acrylic. Okay, here I'm going in with my nail drill and I'm etching over those nail tips very lightly, and I'm just removing any shine off of that nail, because in some cases that can cause problems with lifting. And because this is a first time client, I'm not sure if she has issues with lifting or anything. So to secure myself in this process, I'm going ahead and etch those nails and get all of that ready. With my nail monomer that I have, my nail liquid, I it is primerless, so you do not have to use a primer with it. But in her case, because she is a first time client and I'm not, of course, sure with her lifting issues, I just want to give her that extra security. So I'm actually going to go in and prime her nails before I use any of my acrylics. But normally, with my my monomer, it is primerless, and you do not have to use a primer. It is optional, totally optional. The color that I'm using is my dark pink acrylic, which is called Simply Sick. It is a beautiful pink, very natural looking pink. And here I am using my number 12 Kolinsky round brush. It works very well with any type of acrylic. Of course, you don't have any shedding of the hairs of my brush or any of that. Brush is very durable, and this is what I typically use. If not this one, then I have a size 14 that I offer as well. So yeah, you can use any of those two sizes or pretty much whatever size brush that you're comfortable with. So here, it's not always necessary to go in and encapsulate a nail, but just my own personal preference. I like to apply a thin coat of clear acrylic on top of each nail just for more durability. This is my own personal clear acrylic, and it's called Liquid Bandage. And this is a very fast set clear acrylic. It's very crystal clear if used on a clear nail. And like I said, it's very durable. All of my acrylics are self-leveling, so they are very smooth and buttery, and they are very easy to maneuver on the nails. So I'm going to go in on her other hand, and I'm going to repeat the same process using my pink acrylic Simply Sick and my clear acrylic Liquid Bandage. When doing acrylics, you have options of doing a 1, 2, or 3 ball method. I just pretty much choose a method depending on my mood. So in some videos, you'll see me using 1, 2, 3, or mini ball method. Okay, so now her nails are completely dry. And to actually test that, all you have to do is take a file or the end of your brush and tap it. And if it has a clicking sound, then that means it is ready to file. How I actually go in and file, I take the file, and when I am doing her sidewalls of the nail, I actually run that file up and down and not side to side. So right now I'm just shaping that nail, I'm pulling it down, and then I'm going in up and down, and that creates a crisp line for her nail. Now I'm taking my file and I'm going back over her nail very lightly just to kind of smooth out anything, any imperfections that I have in that nail. You really want to practice laying that acrylic as smoothly as you can, because it will definitely cut down on you going back in and putting in too much extra unnecessary work for that nail. So when you're applying your acrylic, make sure you're actually applying it smooth enough where you don't have to go back in and overwork yourself. Okay, right here, I'm repeating the same process on this hand. You'll see me turn my file upwards towards that very tip of that nail, and that's so that that line can be as crisp and straight as possible. I've noticed that what tends to happen when you run that file horizontally across the top of that nail, it can actually end up rounding the shape of that nail to a squoval shape. And if that's not the shape that your client's going for, then they'll probably be a little, unhappy with that. But to keep that line as crisp at that top, you want to make sure you're running that file up and down the tip of that nail vertically. Once you finish shaping those nails, you want to make sure that the nails are actually the same length. So a quick way to remove that, once you've applied the acrylic and your nails actually a little longer, you don't want to end up using that nail clipper again. So you want to just take your file and run it across the top and remove however much of acrylic that you need, so that each nail, of course, will be the same length. Once all your nails are shaped properly, you just want to take a dust brush and remove all that extra dust. And I'm spraying those nails down with my Mint Me Control Spray. It is an antibacterial spray, very great for sanitizing and prepping those nails before your set is done, which is what I actually used on her when I began. And I just spray that on that nail to remove any extra dust. And I'm going in with my top coat, which is called Revive, because when you finish that nail and it looks dull and dry and just look like it doesn't have any life, it's just laying there all limp, you actually apply this UV LED top coat, non-wipe top coat, and it will revive those nails and make it look like it has life again. Now here I am going in with a gel polish by OPI. It's a very deep burgundy polish, and this is the first layer that I'm actually applying. I'm going to actually finish one hand and let her cure that for a minute and 30 seconds under that light. And then I'll go back in and do a second coat, and I'll repeat the same thing on her other hand. And yeah, basically that's pretty much it for her set. Like I said, it's a pretty beautiful deep red color, more on the burgundy side. And of course, as you see me build those layers, you'll see how that color deepens. So again, like I said, I'm gonna let that hand cure for a minute and 30 seconds using my UV LED lamp. It's called the Oven, and it's a very durable 36-watt lamp with 12 LEDs. I really love this lamp, and you all will too, but that's what I'm actually using to cure her set. And I'm going back in with a third coat because she wanted her color to be a little deeper, so we went back in with that third coat. We cured it again for another minute and 30 seconds. And yeah, it's very rare that you'll see me using any gel polishes because I have really been only using colored acrylics. I'm just so in love with colored acrylics. They're fast, they're simple. You don't have to worry about all those layering colors and curing in between. So yeah, it's just per customers, request. And yeah, like I said, you won't see me using gel polishes too often. That pretty much just depends, like I said, if the client's request, or if I don't have something in a particular color, then I'll use a gel polish instead. But yeah, uh, gels are pretty much kind of tricky to work with anyway. So if you're not familiar with working with gel polishes, they can be a little tricky, and the brands of them can be as well. One thing I did learn about, OPI's brand is if you don't let them cure properly, then or long enough, then they will begin to rub off. No matter whether you top coat that or not, they'll just become a complete mess, and you do not want your client walking out like that. So like I said, that's pretty much something that I experience, with that polish, and I don't use that polish too often anyway. But yeah, that's something I found out with that particular brand. So beware of that. So here I'm going in with my non-white top coat, which is the Revive, and I'm actually going to place a thin coat of that on top of each nail and let that cure for 30 seconds. My top coat, like I said, is non-wiping. You do not have to wipe any tacky layers off when you use it. It's super durable. It adds an extra layer of strength. It also has a very high shiny gloss to it. It's very easy to work with. It spreads very smoothly over the nail, and like I said, you don't want to work with it in very thick layers. You want to apply thin layers of this. A little goes a long way. So yeah, this is a very great top coat for you to use, and you want to do that to both sides of those nails and cure that, like I said, for 30 seconds, and you'll be good to go. Again, I'm going to put that hand in the nail oven for a minute and 30 seconds and let that do its thing. I'm going to bring that hand back out. I'm going to apply a thin layer of my Revive top coat, and we're going to cure that for another 30 seconds. And yeah, she's basically done at that, you guys. So I really, like I said, I really love everything about my top coat, and just how shiny and glossy it leaves the nails. Very beautiful look. But yeah, I hope y'all can actually get into this color. It's a very dark burgundy, bloody ready Mary color, and I really do like that color, and she was in love with it, so we were all happy campers. Here I'm just oiling those cuticles with my cuticle cough syrup, and I'm actually using my cuticle cough syrup in Cupcake. It is the most spectacular smell that you could ever smell. I really love it. It is my absolute favorite. I also offer a cuticle cough syrup in Cotton Candy as well. Both fragrances are very, very, and I can't express it enough, very fragranced. And I just love everything about them. And like I said, you guys, this is her finished nails. You want to make sure you go back and hydrate those nails with a cuticle oil. So yeah, right here I'm just going in and applying. I think she didn't have that particular nail in the lamp all the way, so she kind of wiped out some of that polish and had to go back in and, add a bit of polish to that and let that cure completely again. She didn't put that nail, in the lamp, and that typically happens with the thumb. The clients accidentally hit it or they're not putting in there correctly, so just had to go in there and touch that up. And then we're going to apply that top coat and then the cuticle cough syrup, and yeah, she'll be good to go after that. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and until the next time, rate, comment, and subscribe.